Hi there, this is Jen, and thanks so much for joining me today. Today I am doing my second design team project for the month for the Not Too Shabby Shop, and this is using the super cute stamp set by Papery Ink. It's called Autumn is Calling, and don't forget that you can use the code N2S10 for 10% off your order. Some restrictions do apply. So I'm going to do a pretty quick card today. I'm going to start out with a piece of hammer mill paper, and I am going to stamp the sentiment first, and then I will mask that sentiment off. And so I'm going to stamp it up in Memento black ink because I will be doing some Copic coloring, and although I am not going to be coloring this sentiment portion, the other stamps will be around it, and I didn't want a chance at getting smeared or something like that by using the wrong ink. So I'll go ahead and stamp that up with my Memento black ink, and then I am going to create a mask for the sentiment. So I'm going to take a all over sticky note and just put it right over the sentiment, and then I'm going to stamp that sentiment again, and I will fussy cut around the outside at the best that I can. And then I will place that mask as closely over the stamped sentiment on the cardstock as I can get it. And if you're not familiar with masking, masking is basically what it sounds like. You're just putting a mask or a cover on something so that in the case of card making, you can stamp an image over that. And this is very easy masking because it's a sentiment that I'm masking off, and I'm stamping another stamp over it. It gets more complicated if you're creating a scene or placing stuff behind stuff or stuff in front of stuff, but this is really easy masking. I also did add 2 of those little birds to the sentiment, and I'll go ahead and set that aside and grab my pattern paper. So I'm using an old 6x6 pattern paper, and I have grabbed 2 papers, and one of them is this plaid, I guess that's called plaid, kind of like a plaid pattern, and then a wood grain pattern. And I will get my card panel and go ahead and glue that wood grain portion down to my card panel. And then for the frame that I created, I will be popping that up with some 3M tape. And usually I save my 3M tape because it is more expensive for shaker cards, which I rarely make because I just don't make very good shaker cards. And so, but I've had this roll for the longest time. The pattern paper is a little bit thinner, and so I didn't want to double it up with a piece of cardstock behind it, so I just decided to go ahead and use the 3M tape. And since the image is going to be placed kind of flush with the card, and then because that frame is popped up, part of it won't be flush with the card, I put a little bit of foam tape behind the top of the birds and a little bit of the sentiment portion. And I colored the image up with my Copic Chow markers. It's something I've been practicing. And once I have my card assembled, I will go ahead and take my panel and put some liquid some liquid adhesive on the back and adhere that to my 4 1/4 by 5.5 card base. And then I've taken 2 more pieces of the pattern paper and created some fish tails at the end and popped that up with foam as well. And then to finish the card off, I added another strip of pattern paper to the bottom of the card, and then grabbed a die from my stash with these leaves and colored those up with the Copic markers as well. And then the last thing I do is take this Nuvo Crystal Glaze and add that to all of the leaves that are falling, and then a few of the leaves that are in that image strip. And that will do it. A super quick and easy card. I've been having a lot of fun using masking and pattern paper lately in my videos. And so I hope you liked this video. If you did like it or find it informative, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. As always, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to spend with me, and I hope to catch you next time.